Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hanifatul Azra. My student number is 1910732009. In this video, I will explain my understanding on the topic 14, which is the translation, and the topic 15, the interpretations. So, first, I will begin explaining my understanding on the topic 14, focusing on the three aspects: the definitions of translations, the real objective of the translations, and the free or literal translations. So, what is the definitions of translations? Translation is the reproductions of source text in the target language, which represent the content, meaning, style, and the spirit of the original text. The term translation have diverse range of forms and practices. The range of translations encompass the diversity of products, forms, and practices, including the prototypical translations and interlinear glosses. Next, the real objective of translations. The objective of translation is not only in the range of converting the meaning from source language into the target language, and also it's not a straightforward process from exchanging the meaning from item to the item basis. This is because the meaning is not restricted to individual words or sentence, but it is derived from interaction between linguistic expression, context, and the reader. So, the real objective of the translation is the process of how all of the aspects, such as the linguistic expressions, context, and the reader, become a perfect unity. And then the last for this topic is free or literal translations. The central debate regarding the translation should be free or literal continues become a discussion in the translation today. The debate is about the essence of how the translation should be done, not how they are done. And also, in the both sides, there are some problems. One problem is the terms literal and free have no precise and no agreed definitions. However, NIDA proposed that the problems could be reformulated into different equivalents, which he called formal and dynamic. Formal equivalence aims to reflect the content and the form of the source text, while the dynamic aims to produce an equivalence effect to the reader that experienced by the reader of the original text. So that's all explanation for the topic 14. Let's move on to the topic 15. In the topic 15, I will explaining three aspects. That is the definitions of interpreting, the definition of the difference between interpreting and translations, and then what happens in the subtitling. So, what is the definition of interpreting? In interpreting is the term related to the various form of oral translations, usually spoken discourse, but sometimes extended into oral translation of the written text. In the interpreting, there are three main modes. The three main modes is the simultaneous interpreting, consecutive interpreting, and whispered interpreting. Next, what is the difference between interpreting and translating? In interpreting, the interpreters must have highly listening skills, fluent and clear speakers. They also have to work very fast, unlike the translator who can carry out the research while they doing their translation. And then the interpreters must know a prior knowledge of the field or the topic that they're interpreting. And the last one is what happens in subtitling. In subtitling, it is involve the translation of dialogue on the media such as movie into written text on the screen. The transition from speech into writing text means that the significant features in spoken language such as intonations and pitch are lost. And then in the subtitles, usually there are limited between 33 until 40 keyboard characters space to one line, with further restriction to 2 lines appearing in the screen time. So I think that's all my explanation. I hope it clear enough. Thank you very much, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.